G'day gang, Simo and Ed back again to talk about the things we wish we knew when we first started our business.
Oh yeah.
Amazing stuff, there's some good stuff in here. You're with Simo and Ed, and this is the Fast Line Track Growth Show where we talk all things karting and business.
We do.
What's the next one?
I wish I'd worked a smarter diary.
This is huge.
It's massive. I'm down here every couple of weeks. Like, it's fair to say there are times when we just don't do a lot. No, we always do stuff, but the output, maybe we have a look and go, is that it for a couple of days? And then other times, like the last time I was down here, we wrote a series of emails, I think in the first morning for the Dortmund event in January.
Yeah.
So I don't know, there was like a dozen emails that we'd got. The first couple of hours of me sitting down here after a long journey down.
Yeah,
And
but
within a couple of
all
hours,
the
it was
preparation
done.
and planning that went into that.
Yeah.
So the you know, we sat there, we had, and this is where we sit there and go, well, there wasn't much output. We sat there and we've had some long conversations about all sorts of stuff. And it sort of, it gets everything sort of put into place. And it was like, then we write the sales letters. So we've got this content.
Yeah.
We know what we know the market. We know the message that we're trying to get out. Right. So now all we've got to do is find the media.
That's right.
So,
but also that messaging. So part of Smarter Diary is making sure you compact everything into small spaces at a time and just deliver really quickly. Last night I stayed over in Surrey and I literally just did, was the last 90 minutes of my day last night was rewriting my new website.
there you go.
So I rewrote a whole website in less than 90 minutes.
The 90-minute thing is a really cool concept.
Yeah, we've talked about this in another video. You got to fit everything you do inside the 90 minutes. So like, well, I'm going to give you a little clue. Ideally within 42 minutes. So,
The Pomodoro.
Pomodoro technique's really cool. Like,
But
we'll have loads of people wondering what the heck we're talking about.
setting 90 minutes aside each day
Yeah.
and just working on your business can move you.
Well, it's the key to having massive growth in your business is what you put in those 90 minutes and it's the output of work. So just the ability to just switch off for 90 minutes. Nobody can really do it very well. We're not designed as human beings to be that productive.
No, it's tough to do.
Oh yeah, so all I do is I focus on the first 28 minutes and the first 42 minutes. But crikey, that's for another day. We should do a video on that.
Yeah. and this is a good one.
Yeah.
Next one's a good one too. Surround yourself with the right people.
Crikey, yeah. It doesn't take, it only takes one person to turn a really great team into a baying crowd. Right, so
Tell me about it.
the negative is it can really cripple your business, you own it, and the positive is you get the right people around you, crikey, you can conquer the world. Give me one willing volunteer over 10 hard-pressed people, right, and I'll take on the world with them. So making sure you've got the right people who understand, who are willing and eager to explore a few ideas and know how to take action and deliver results on the back of it. Just give me a handful of those, I'll build you any size business you're looking for.
I was lucky enough to learn that early on.
Yeah.
Right? Because I co-authored a best-selling business book in Australia where we looked at the best 11 Australian businesses. And one of the key findings of them is having the right people in the right seats.
Oh, that's it. Okay.
Right? And you know, the right person could be in the wrong seat.
Yeah, that's true. We see it often in sales environments. Really good salespeople get promoted to management.
Yeah.
Right? And that, like, good salespeople are good at sales. It doesn't mean they're good at people management. So you could have a really good person, you put them into the management role where they've got to manage people all of a sudden, they're just crap at it.
Yeah.
And then after a while they get fired and they go, oh, it was their problem. No, that's the business's problem. You had the right person in the right role. You should have worked out how to make that role more interesting, kept them there where they were thriving and got more from them.
Absolutely. The final one.
Yeah, find out what your customers really want.
This is so important. It's if you can do this, then you know, writing weekly emails sort of becomes very easy because you actually know what they're after.
Yeah.
You're not guessing.
That's right.
You're knowing what you're after, so you can write to them, and the message will be received and read a lot more because you understand them.
Yeah. So the hotel I stopped in last night is a really good analogy for this. So I'm walking through the corridors, and I noticed they're replacing carpet, right? But I know in a couple of the rooms there, the water doesn't drain away properly in the showers. So what do I really want? Do I want fresh carpets everywhere I walk down the corridors, which I spend all of 2 or 3 minutes in? Or do I want a shower that works like brilliantly? Right? So they've spent quite a lot of money on new carpets. And all they have to do is sort the bloody showers out in about 4 rooms in their quite large hotel. Right? So, like, they just haven't taken time to just sit down with somebody, and as they've left, they do ask actually what's going on, and I normally just tell them. I don't make a big fuss about it. I'm just not bothered. So I tell them. But what hasn't happened is somebody who's heard that hasn't gone, we should perhaps look at this as the next step. What they've thought is the carpet needs fixing.
I mean, it's probably the receptionist that's asking these questions. Does that get to the manager? And the manager or the owner is the one that's spending the money. It's like, oh, well, these carpets look a bit ragged, so let's make it look a bit nicer for our guests.
Yeah.
Whereas the receptionist should be going up, hang on, our guests would prefer non-leaking showers or a bit more pressure in the showers or...
Yeah. So they should have just ripped up the carpets, put them into skips, that would have cost next to nothing, and then fix the shower units in the 4 bedrooms that need a bit of a hand. That would be a better return on their money. Now, this will be happening down at your cart tracks. There'll be people that turn up and they're sort of saying the right things, but you've got to really work out what's really going on and what they really want. So, I think we talked before
about you taking your clients down to a go-kart centre.
Yeah.
And what you really wanted to happen.
They got it so wrong.
Didn't.
So many simple areas where they already had enough staff around that could fix everything that we needed to happen there, and they just didn't get it. Just put somebody behind the bar serving us drinks. I know they can't have alcohol before they go out, but like some people have travelled a long way to get there. So find out what they really want and make that happen.
Absolutely. Sounds like a good... So, when I first started Fastline, I knew those 6 things.
Well, yeah, I wish I'd known those when I was in business proper, faster. And now I do know them, and I've put them into my business. I do get clients fairly easily when I put, the offer out there to say I'm looking to work with somebody. They come, because I don't just say, do you want to come and work with me? Yeah, here's a few cool things you can do together. Yeah. And they go, he's talking my sort of language. You're right, I'm talking your sort of language. And I've spent a long time thinking about what I'm going to say to you, and then crafted everything I do to make sure I deliver what you're looking for. It's not rocket science. Well, it is the rocket science putting it all together. Yeah. It's simple stuff to go, what should I be doing? The hardest stuff is working out what it might look like. But
it's simple, but it's not easy.
Absolutely, always.
All right, that's enough from us. So it's Uru from me.
Cheerio from me.
And we'll see you next week.
Bye now.